Hi there, welcome to the second video of the Facility Location Planner. In this video, exercise 1, we're going to look at adding locations. Adding locations, we're going to talk about grid references, in this case eastings and northings. We're going to look at the base location sheet within the Facility Location Planner and how we populate that, and then take part in exercise 1, creation of the map of base locations. Eastings and northings are the system of locating positions on the globe. So there's a question there in terms of the projection that we use in order to find incidents within our data. Eastings and northings that we're going to use within Facility Location Planner use the National Grid system. So this is 6 digits, and by using 6 digits for an easting and northing, we can get accuracy of up to 1 meter. So very precise in the way in which it's used. One of the things also to be aware of, if we are getting quite accurate with locations, especially when we've got people's houses in there, it might be worth rounding the last digit. So rounding to nearest tens rather than putting specific numbers in. So a question there about data protection, but for the exercise we're doing, I'm going to keep the eastings and northings at 6 digits without any rounding. Within the models that you've got, you should have access to files. In this case, it will be the South Yorkshire Police model. We're using MSOA as the level of geography, and we're going to apply the Home Office demand data. So first thing I'd ask you to do is to open up the following file. So that's FLP version 7-012 and exercise 0. So this is the starting model we're going to use within the training. First thing I'd ask is just to get familiar with the model by looking at each sheet in turn. Within this section, we're going to look at only the configuration sheets. So if I open the model here, this is what you would see for Facility Location Planner. In the configuration, the settings should be set up for you, but that's what we use in terms of the worksheets, the mapping that we use, and the base layers in there. Expectation would be I wouldn't want you to change any of that just now, but you may have to change that in the future for your own models. We're now going to look at base data. So the exercise that we're looking at is adding additional bases to this sheet. So just now we have locations across Yorkshire with Doncaster, Rotherham, Barnsley, Sheffield Central and Sheffield South. Each of these has a base name. Some data around what we're using, so in this case it's based off a postcode and an easting and northing for each element. We've got 5 bases. Icons indicate the position, and we have then bullet options around the map balloon to say whether or not that's the base name. We have options around the base name, or whether or not we want to show text, location type, etc. So there are options within this map balloon. So just now, if I hit draw on map, it's going to create the same view that we already had. So what we're now being asked to do is to add 3 additional stations in. Station R6, R7 and R8 with these coordinates. Things to be aware of, all bases must have a unique name, so they can't be the same as previous ones. Also, we look at selecting the bases using eastings and northings. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back into my model. And we'll call that base 6, base 7, base 8. Okay, we'll throw these down. And then I'll ignore the postcodes because I don't have them. Once I've done that, I want to show the base names here. For each of these, base name, base name, base name. And I'm going to change the colouring this by review, unprotect sheet, back to the home, and change the colour to a maroon colour. So once I'm happy that that's all done, and I want to see this map updated, I will hit draw on map. We get the circle for a few seconds while it goes away and does that. Once the model is complete, it comes back and shows you these new points of base 6, base 7 and base 8. Now that's a relatively simple way of adding 3 new stations in there, showing them on the map. So we've viewed the points, so they're all within South Yorkshire. We could change the colours on the icons, that's something we could do. So we've seen how to change the colours. We could also, if we wanted only to show the base names for the 3 new bases, set the other bases to show no text. If we run that and update, what we see is base names will stay here, but actually the blue ones, the originals, don't have a naming convention in them, so there's no text. So that's how to create bases within the base sheet. So in this model, what we've done is we've added in 3 new stations with the eastings and northings and had that apply to the base locations. And that's it for exercise 1. So file, save as, results 1A, and that will be you completed that exercise. Thank you.